Hi everyone, welcome to Fun Fold Friday. Thank you for joining me. I finally made it back from California, had a blast at On Stage, was able to see all of my friends, meet some new ones. I was meeting Stampin' Up! Demonstrators from all over. We attended a demonstrator event and had a great time. That's where we started our video. That's where we started. That was like our first event. It wasn't actually a on stage. I'm like trying to move because there's that glare. It's so hot here. But anyhow, had a great time. Now it's time to play catch up. And I have a fun fold for you. And I think that's it. I can't think of, I'm just still, my heart is so full after On Stage. Again, just being with people I love and just a bunch of crafters. Everybody's so creative, and just the inspiration I get from the others. And we did have a team dinner and we were all able to meet up. So I got to meet some of my own members that are on my team from my upline, Erica, and for the first time. So we had a great time. So I guess that's it. And just again, thank you for joining me. Be sure and like my video, share my video, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're watching me on YouTube. And I think that is it. Thanks, everybody. Let's get started. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm wearing this glove because my hand has really been hurting me today. So it's just a compression thing that I wear every once in a while. But today my hand was hurting, so I just wanted to let you know. Hopefully it doesn't interfere with creating this card. So this is today's fun fold, and I'm calling it a triple fold card because there's 3 folds to it. And we're using the beautifully celebrated stamp set. Now this coordinates with another stamp set, and I can't think of the name of it. There's 2 of them within the suite, I guess. So these are really big sentiments. Look how long this is. They're pretty big. So I went with the little one. It says Simply the Best. You can change it to any sentiment that you have. And then these are all the dies. And you know, I've been using these dies like crazy. And what coordinates with this is this beautiful designer series paper that I have used before. It's called the Lovely and Beautiful. Pretty, pretty, pretty. I'm probably going to have to pull my pieces out that I need. And we're going to use 2-tone cardstock because it's 12 inches. I needed a 12-inch piece for this card. So this is Old Olive 2-tone cardstock that we're going to use. Let me grab... No, I might have cut all my DSP. I think I did cut my DSP. Sometimes when I work on projects, I put my cardstock in here when I'm done. I could remove these. These are that one day that I made the inside out card. So let's get that out of here. But I think we are going to use this pattern. We are using this pattern. And we're using the really pretty one that has the fresh freesia flowers. Ooh, this is pretty too. I didn't look into this pack deep enough. I just grabbed the other because this one. We're using these 2 patterns, but you know, I do like, oh my goodness, there's actually a couple of these I could have. So I guess, you know what, we're gonna have to make a couple of cards with this paper again. All right, so let's get this out of the way. I already have a 12 by 5.5. We're going to use the golden white ribbon, and we are also going to use the pearlized faceted gems, which coordinate. These both coordinate with the suite. So I kind of stayed with the suite. So this is going to be 5.5 by 12. So we already know this is 12-inch paper. So we're going to use the 5.5 inch. And we are going to score this. But you know what? I'm going to grab my Simply Score because I don't want to go too hard with the trimmer. You know, this two-tone is not as thick as regular cardstock. So, matter of fact, before I forget, here's all your measurements. Hopefully I have them all right this week. Here is the products I use, my shopping link for you to get these products. But you'll notice I have the Old Olive two-tone and I have regular Old Olive. Because for the other, we're just going to use regular Old Olive. So on this piece, on the long side, on the 12-inch, we're going to score it at 1 3/4. And I just go lightly a couple of times. Just because it's thin, it's almost like if you were doing designer series paper. And 4 3/4. And 7 3/4. So 1 3/4, 4 3/4, and 7 3/4. And that is it on that. I just wanted to use my Simply Score. So these are going to fold. So here's fold number 1. And you know, on the two-tone, the other one side's lighter, one's darker. There's fold 2, and there's fold 3. So I'm calling it a triple fold. So you are going to have one lighter, or if you did it the other way, you would have light and one dark. There's kind of no way of getting around it. That's the two-tone is 2 colors. One side's lighter than the other. So there is our, basically our card base. So I cut a lot of these already. So let's go over them. I have the 1.5 by 5 1/4, which is going to go on your front panel. I have 2 3/4 by 5 1/4, 2 of them, which are going to be these two. So I kind of alternated them. So you have this one on the front, this one, and then this one again. You can I put over here the patterns of your choice because you can use whatever patterns you want. And then we have a 4 by 5 1/4, which is this one, which is the same as this one. All right. So then you're going to have a 3 by 4 basic white, which is going to go on the inside. We have a 3 by 4 Old Olive. This is going to be our layer, or our little thing that we're going to dress up. So let's go ahead and put these pieces on before we get all lost. So I have them all there of the designer series paper. And again, it's the choice that you want. So which way do I want this to go? This paper is just so pretty. I wanted to create a card to showcase it all, but my eyes went on the Fresh Freesia one, and I didn't go through the rest of the pack. That was sitting on top. This one, so I went with that. Okay, so now we're gonna put this one. Because I'll show you. I started actually to do Petal Pink, and then I was like, no, it's not picking up the Fresh Freesia if I go with the Petal Pink, and I'll show you in a minute. And then we're going to put this one in. And I didn't do this inner one right here. You can do that if you want. It would be just the same size as you're putting on the front. Or you could always put white. You could put any color cardstock. And then now this one. And let's go. I'm going to flip it over so I make sure I get this on somewhat straight. All right, so it's going to go like that. Ta-da! But now we are going to decorate this piece right here. So if you want, you can go ahead and put your, well, let's wait because I'm going to stamp on this. But we're going to put this piece in before we put this because I want to line this up to where I cover this. So like say, for example, it's like that. And you know what? My sun is peeking through and I got these little things. I thought I covered them. Let me close the blinds a little. There we go. So we don't have that. Okay, so we are going to decorate this little guy. Where is my, I'm like, where's my original? So I did this in Old Olive. If you want this pattern to look lighter, you can use Versamark. Versamark will just put like a design, but it won't be as dark. But I'm going to do mine in Old Olive, and I just got this pattern one, and we're just going to stamp it all over. There's no right or wrong on this. And you can do it just as much as you want. We're going to cover it. I wanted it to put some sort of pattern on it because it was plain. And then I don't know, after I was like, oh, did I make it too busy? You guys let me know. So this is this piece. Now we're going to do some die cutting. Let's get our cut and emboss machine. And we're going to cut these corner pieces out. Uh-oh. My trimmer. Oh, I meant to stamp the flowers, but we need some of these. We need one of those. And then we need to stamp our little sprig, or I'm not sure, our flowers, I guess. This one I'm calling a sprig, and then the other ones are the flower. But I'm going to move this out of the way for a second so we can stamp our flowers. I forgot to stamp our flowers. So I'm going to stamp them in Fresh Freesia. And then, now it's up to you. Do you like it? No, that side's dirty. Do you like it? I feel like that's not very dark. Do you like it plain white like that? Or do you want them colored in? On my original, I colored them in. So I used a Stampin' blend. So here's kind of, look. Oh, this is stuck, but there's the look white. So I'll do it like this so that we don't have to, so you could see the difference and then decide which one you like. So we have these that we need. I cut extras just in case. We need our gold sprig. Move that out of the way. We got our flowers. There's one other thing I need, and that is my label. And I forgot to grab that piece of Fresh Freesia, but let me clean this. Oh, my hand. I don't know why today it's been bothering me. And I get like that every once in a while. But today's really bothering me. So we need a label. And look, I'm going to pull out my scraps. And let's hope I have, out of all these scraps, do I have one big enough? Let's see. This might cut it. So we need our label. Well, this has got a line through it, so this might not work. Let's see. We might have a little tiny line, but that's okay. All right, there's our label. I like I've showed you guys before, I keep my scraps in these envelopes, and so look, when I cut like a lot for a class or something, I have all these scraps and I don't want to waste them. I can use them somehow. So on our little label, we're going to stamp those flowers again. And this one here, and see how super light it is. Super light, but it's just some, again, like a texture. And then I am going to stamp the sentiment in Old Olive. Simply the best. And we're going to go right across the center. And now we can assemble this little guy. So these corners, I'm just going to glue them on. These are really pretty. And after I thought about it, of course, once I create it, you know me, I always I always start to change things up on you guys, but I'm giving you a choice. So after I thought about it, you could put just glue on these edges, and then you could put a you can put a card in them with your little message if you wanted to. So say I didn't glue this part down, this can just slide in there. I got glue in there, but that could slide in there and slide there, and you could have a little message on your card there. Makes sense? Okay, so we're gonna glue those on. We're gonna put this on with some dimensionals. And you know what? I could try to get that line out. It's really not noticeable. Oops, oh no, I didn't take it off. See, it's not really that noticeable, but you know, you can use your bone folder and just rub on it and get the lines out. So we're gonna put, oh, this is my bad. I should have put this, I forgot. I need to pay attention to what I'm doing. Move these up a little, or you could put one down here, one up here, because our ribbon's gonna go through. So let's go. Okay, that one's no good. Let's just put one over here and one over here. We should have did them 2 and 2, but you know me, I like to be a little complicated. And so there's that. And now these, I'm going to use a glue dot. You can use some liquid glue if you'd like. Where's my little pokey? And stick that inside there. Our little flowers, we're leaving these ones white. And then you could decide which one you like. You like them colored in with the fresh freesia, or just white. Ta-da! So pretty fancy there, huh? So now we're gonna put this piece on, because like I said, we want this one to cover it up once we put this in. I hate covering this paper up. It's so pretty. So pretty. So I'm just eyeballing that my borders are even. And then I'm going to add glue to about a 1/2 inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch of this. And then we're going to fold this and line it up where that white is. See, we want to cover it. I think my white might have been a little crooked. And then just let that set. And see, your card is going to open like that. And I forgot, we are stamping in this corner. We're going to use fresh freesia again. Is that what I did in mine? Look, I didn't even open mine to show you guys. Yeah, I did. I didn't open it because I tied that knot and I didn't want to retie it because my hand's hurting. And I only did a knot. I didn't do a bow, like I said earlier. So Stampin there, fold this over. I'm going to use a clothespin to hold this. And I still have a thingy in there. Where is my ribbon? So, I don't know what I did there, but I messed that up. We could have tied this before we put, I got glue on my hands, so now it's sticking to me. Could have put, gotta get that glue off. How do I manage to get glue? So this, I was just tying a knot. Not a bow, just a knot. And I don't have my, where's my handy dandy tweezers? And just tie. I'm gonna shorten these anyway. Tie a knot. Like so. Or make it go this way. And we could shorten those. And shorten. There we go. And we are going to add our beautiful dots. So I added the white ones. We're going to put one up here, a small one, a big one, a small one, and then we're going to put a couple of them, oops, here on our old olive. And you know what? That's our card. This one was an easy card. I didn't think it was going to be that quick, but there's our card. So look, not colored, colored. What do you think? What is your choice? Leave me a comment and let me know what you like, colored or not colored. And then now, oh, my blinds, the sun is getting in here again. Sorry. I was telling you about the petal pink. So look, here's one with petal pink. And what do you think on that one? Leave me a comment. Do you like the petal pink or do you like the fresh freesia? The reason I didn't go with the petal pink is because we had the fresh freesia here. But if we would have used that other designer series paper, let me get it. This one over here, it might have been better to go with the petal pink. So see, so many options, you guys. Options, options, options. And I colored those ones in as well with the petal pink. So let me know your thoughts. Colored, not colored, petal pink, fresh freesia. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and I will see you next week. Sorry about that darn glare. I didn't notice it till now. Let me see so you could get a better... The sun moves so much, but there you go. So maybe you could see them a little better now. The petal pink or the fresh freesia. And then colored in and not colored in. And then there's the colored in of the fresh freesia. But I might have to do this card over and use that other pattern of paper. All right, again, thank you guys so much. You take care and have a great weekend. Bye-bye.